Hi, everyone. Hi. I've decided not to do the hello, everyone, because I was trying something new, but then I wound up doing it anyway. Anyway, it's me, Roman, and I am back, and I am with Cameron.
Hello.
And it's just Cameron and I, which hasn't been done in a while. So, Cameron, can you try to be interesting for the fans?
Do,
I'm
do,
always at a
do, do,
nine.
do, do,
Oh,
do.
ooh, there it is. That's a wow. He's at a 7. I love it. We're back, everyone. You're my Romanettes. We have another episode of our amazing podcast. Tonight we are dropping the second half interview with the only Bay Area diva, Amoura Teese. She gets real deep in not my anus. Whoa, I was trying to say anus and ass, and it just came out ace. She gets real deep in my anus, and I don't mean actually. I was supposed to say not my anus. Really, just fucking this one up.
Ooh.
And we definitely get into her anus and her story and how she became the amazing and illuminating diva before us. From her travels to London and the lost loves. She has a lot of lost loves and, a new love. Her story is thrilling. And I find out, and you will find out more about it after the news recap. Woo! Let's hope this next paragraph is better than that. Next week, we are dropping our newest panel, and this was on being gay and Filipino. It was really cool, right, Cameron?
Yep. I mean, excuse me. It's been a while since Major has been on, or I guess I'm revealing early, and Jethro. But it was great to hear.
You mean
No,
Egypt?
no. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Not you getting two Filipino friends confused on the being Asian and Filipino conversation. Wow, just like I'm gonna let you clean that one up.
We'll see what I do.
I'll clean up for you. So yes, it was Edric and Jethro who were on it, and not Major, our other Filipino friend. Can't wait for them to hear this. So yes. They talk about not getting representation in the Asian community, getting confused with each other. And we both know that there's not a lot of Asian representation in the American psyche, apparently not Cameron's. So stay tuned next week for that. Thank you again for tuning in and listening. I love that I wasn't the worst fuck up out of this this set.
Listen. Jethro and Major hang out all the time, and my brain was not braining.
Mm-hmm. God, look, all you needed was a shovel and a Swiffer. Thanks again for tuning in and listening, everyone. Remember to listen, like, share, and laugh at this racism. And my IG is WHENNROME. And let's get our mood enhancers, please, and let it be tolerance for Cameron. And the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. I am enhanced. That was kind of a gross enhancement, but hey. Mm-hmm. Bye. We'll be back. Happening since we last saw each other. So Folsom is coming up. I'm starting to get a little bit excited about it. I think we talked about Big Muscle and New Boys coming into town. Are you excited, Cameron?
Yeah, I'm getting more excited for it as it's coming closer. I think, like I said, I think last week it's gonna be a busy weekend.
Yeah, what's really annoying is that when you tell yourself the weekend before that you're gonna go easy and then cut to you being up for 2 days, like what is going on with me? It's not me, it's a lot of people. A lot of us do it, and it's really annoying. So I'm like trying to take it easy this week because I know Folsom's coming up, and then I don't need my body to just be like, I'm gonna do it, girl. But it's just like, Anyway, besides the fact that I'm a hot mess, let's see next. Oh, actually, I know I'm a hot mess because last year I didn't even make Folsom because I had powered through the night before. I think Saturday into Sunday or something like that. And so then I slept all day.
Oh yeah, you didn't go to the fair.
I didn't go to the fair. But then I heard it was too hot anyway. And I feel like, Folsom, I don't know. I feel like ever since COVID, they haven't had the same amount of stages. And it just kind of annoys me because when they have less stages, the music kind of sucks. I feel like, they need more stages and then they'll have a circuit one. But when they all have them all together, they may only get a couple hours of circuit or a couple hours of the right kind of house versus when they have 5, they can put all the other shit on the other stages and give us one good house stage or one good house music stage or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm just I'm just not thrilled anymore by seeing. I just I live here. I'm not thrilled anymore by seeing people go crazy for sex. Do you know what I mean? But we'll see if I make it. I am excited about Deviants, Boys and Cocks, New Boys and Cocks, and Big Muscle. So I want to see some big muscle and be in a big muscle, and a big muscle to be me. Anyway, oh my God. And has anyone else not gotten the tickets they need in time? Like me. So now I'm like, if you see me on my Instagram, I'm like posting for big muscle tickets all week. Oh my God. The 2 or 3 times that I have not gotten the big muscle tickets and I have to stand in line like a muggle. Oh, so annoying. But I do it because I love big muscle and I want a big muscle and me at big muscle. So yeah, if you see me posting about tickets, don't come up to me and be like, oh my God, did you get them? Just like, give me the tickets. It's really annoying. So Portola was this weekend. Did you go?
I did. I attended Sunday.
How was it?
It was a lot of fun, actually.
Who did you see?
So went to see, saw Rico Nasty.
Okay.
She was fun.
Okay.
That was a good energy. The Despacio set, the like all day thing, was actually really cool. There was a line to get in because they were like regulating how many people went in, but it was a really cool experience because it's all analog. So they were spinning vinyl the whole day, and then the DJs they're like off to the side, and it's more focused on like dance. It's huge disco ball. It was cute.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then mainly went to see Dom Dalla, and Daddy Dom brought the house down.
Okay, that's
It
good.
was cute. And then I got pickpocketed.
Oh, like that sucks.
Yeah, and it was like, the thing about it was like, you don't have service over there, so I was like, I can't like lock my cards, and whatnot. So then when I eventually got home, I had the paper trail of where they went. So it's like they went to a liquor store in South San Francisco, then went to Audio.
So wait, they like went in and took your wallet?
They went in my fanny pack and took my wallet out of it. Yeah, because I clipped my waist.
Pickpockets, bitch. Yeah. But I guess you're bumping up against so many people in Portola that like it's kind of easy.
Like in the crowd,
it's a little bit easier to like ignore people moving and touching you because you almost have to. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if you're a pickpocket, you're a professional.
Right. And you're like in the moment, and you're,
I wonder if a lot more people. I'm sure a lot more people had got pickpocketed because they seem really professional.
Yeah, I mean, they seemed like it based on when the charges happened.
Right.
But yeah, so they went to a liquor store in the South San Francisco. Then they went to Audio, and bought some stuff.
Not like the club.
Yeah,
not to Audio, girl. Not shots on everyone.
Oh yeah.
Woo! Is that a bitch?
Yeah, I have 2 separate charges from Audio.
It's like a lot, or like
they were $120 each.
So they did buy shots for everybody. Ain't that a bitch? Second round's on me, bitch.
Yeah.
Ain't that a motherfucker?
And then there were 2 other charges, and then they went and bought parking at the parking lot next to Monroe.
I don't know how smart that is. Well, I guess because I mean, can they be tracked that way?
I think it's one of those like you just like pay at the terminal thing, but it was
also like who's gonna really track down for that little amount too? You know what I mean?
And it's more so like I just looked at like it was like I don't know 425 Broadway or whatever, and I saw Monroe was next to it, so I'm like, oh, they
went on a full fucking bender, ain't that a bitch?
Like, keep using.
Yeah, and they just obviously went to places where they knew they weren't going to get charged, right? Or they knew they were going to call an ID, some random liquor store, which generally they should be asking for ID, but they probably don't. And then Audio, right? And yeah, I mean, fuck them. Hope they get like sick.
Yeah,
but we also know they're locals because I feel like pickpockets like they generally like I don't know if you've seen I think so these are just like locals. This must not be like this. I don't know if this is some gang of locals, but like it's definitely locals. Ain't that a bitch? Anyway, well, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Thank you. Yeah, but anyway, I hope they had fun.
I hope they had fun with it.
They
fucking did, bitch. $105 2 times a row, bitch.
It was in a couple hours.
I mean, bitch. And then Monroe, you know what? I don't even want to talk about it because half our friends were partying with them that night. I didn't even fucking know. So did you feel the earthquake? What was it, on Sunday or Saturday? When did it happen?
It was Sunday into Monday. Yeah.
That's how you know how fucked up I was because I was like here with people. Oh my God, I was shitting during the earthquake. And at first I didn't know it. I was like, this is some shit. Because I was like, whoa. Because some shit she was like sweating and all that. And it wasn't one of those. It was like a normal shit. But then I was just like, why is everything moving? So I really didn't think it was me because I was all kind of fucked up, right? And then I was like, no, this is an earthquake. And so then I'm like gripping it and shitting and trying to see like if this is gonna be the big one, you know what I mean? But if I was getting out the big one, but both of them were just only at 4.7.
Oh my God.
So yeah, but it did remind me that we need to like get like an emergency kit because you never know. I can be leading up to the big one, bitch. We need like water and some food and a lot because you a mess. And with that, let's go to party reviews in my 4.7 ship. Party reviews. I literally went to like one party this weekend that I can remember. Hot mess. Express in a Walmart dress. So it was daytime realness at a Rio. And even though I didn't like the cowboy aesthetic, I did like the party. The beats were fun and cool. They had this one female DJ who was really good, but in general, the beats were a little too slow. Like I think a lot of people talked about it, and they were just like, "Why are the beats so slow at this party?" It was like, just because fall is here, almost here, doesn't mean we need to fall down at our BPMs. You know, let's just.
Yeah.
It was like the music was cute, but it was just like a little slow. And a lot of people said it. I know they only have like one more left, so it's like, girl, let's make sure it's peppy for the next one. Okay. Upcoming events. Did you go anywhere, Carmen?
No, I only went to Portola.
Look at that. We got Shrek out of the swamp. Anyway, so Young Hearts and Provocateur coming up at Public Works this Thursday. So, you know, I love Provocateur as the only party. I love Young Hearts. That this will be really fun. And at Public Works, I'm looking forward to seeing them and starting off Folsom Week right. Thursday, I'm going to what is it called? Thursday, I'm going to Powerhouse. Thursday, what is it? They're like Underwear Night, always fun on Folsom. We have sex tapes this Saturday at DNA Lounge. You got DJ Kids and his R&B and Black and Brown and Sex Positive and Body Positive Underground Racing Music Party. We have Mule for 926 for Folsom. Love Mule. We'll be there. Sneaks at the Mint. Saturday for 927. Yes, you love Sneaks. Yes, you love the Mint. I will not be at this one for how long it takes to get a ticket. C'est la vie. I will be at Big Muscle. You know I like Big Muscle. You know I talk about getting tickets at Big Muscle. If you know someone who has tickets and you see this here in time, get me those motherfucking tickets and maybe I'll suck your Big Muscle. Yes, I'm selling my mouth for Big Muscle tickets. I'm not ashamed. We have Magnitude at SVN West. That's actually going to be fun. Brian Kent starting a party, and we live relatively close to SVN West. Can't tell you who close because that's going to be a violation of our safety because we're so popular, right, Cameron? But I will be there. It's going to be really fun, and who knows? I might take you home. It's literally very close. We have Deviants on that Sunday. It's really fun. Techno music is really fun there. The beats are really fun. The boys are really fun. The section was really fun. It was fun. There's this huge anal plug that like Cameron could sit on, and it was like 10 feet tall. We have Triggered a Cafe on 10-2. Yeah, I know. Just how good you are, Cameron. We have Triggered a Cafe on 10-2. You know, Triggered, I really like these parties at Cafe. They're bringing it to Cafe, filling the Cafe space up because I love the bathrooms, and I won't tell you guys why. Royals at Cafe on 10-5. I'm a host for this. You're going to this, right, Cameron? You bitch.
Yeah, after Castro Street Fair, right?
Look at that. Right after Castro Street Fair, we've got Isis and we've got Oro Sabag. Love him. Wanna fuck. Tell him if you see him. About me, not you. Beats and Needs for Halloween on 1025. I'm hosting this party. I also found out that I'm hosting another party that I'll be bringing to you. It's Magnus X on 1025. So on 1026 is Beats and Needs at Teeth. There's a Halloween contest for $180. Really weird money amount. Probably just whatever they had left in the budget, which is cute. And then on 1025, I know we're going back in time a little bit. I'm doing a Maximus party. I'll actually be here for that. I wasn't here for the last one because I was sucking dick in Atlanta. And that is our party review section. With that, we will go to Brizik. And we're back with world news. The ICC charges Rodrigo Duterte with crimes against humanity. So the article is about how the ICC, or the International Court, officially charged Rodrigo Duterte, the ex-president of the Philippines, for crimes against people he thought were drug dealers or etc., who were involved with drugs. And it was based on his war on drugs, where he is estimated to have killed tens of thousands, if not maybe more. with people without due process. Basically, he's accused of sending of killing people, sending people to jail. Drug dealers to jail without any kind of trials. He's there was crimes against humanity accused in the jails. Torture, et cetera, being held without bail, being held without due process at all. um and then so he was, so the international court, basically did a trial and found him guilty. He's actually in custody in The Hague, and his lawyer is saying he's too old to sit for trial, and he is unrepentant. And interesting enough, has been elected mayor in his town, even though he's not there. Right?
Yeah, that was really interesting. That they're just like, oh, you're not here, but elected,
right? And his son or son-in-law is running the town. So I feel like one, there's like has to be rules in most constitutions, local or not, that say you have to be in town or live there or be around to be mayor. But I'm sure if he's got such a lock, they probably passed a law saying he could do it. And so it's kind of like a protest vote. But it also, I think, speaks to the popularity that he still has in this country, right? Like a lot of people credit him with, reducing crime and, like getting, people are dying, on the streets and all this kind of stuff. And like only the crazy ways that we've heard of that with cartel violence, right?
Yeah.
And so it just speaks to like how a good amount of people like him. It also, I think, speaks to, like when people come to America and we wonder like how these immigrants or some of these people can vote for Trump. It's you come from countries in which you are almost like you're almost engineered to trust the strong man. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you come from these countries where they have these democratic experiments that don't work, and then they continue. You know what I mean? We were talking about what was out of the country last week, right? Where they had 14 different Nepal, right? 14 governments that they had to whatever. So you have these people who don't even trust democracy. Or they're more inured toward these strong men, right? Which is why they may be more inured to someone like Trump, you know what I mean, based on their history or culture, especially when they can get results in ways that maybe democracies can't. And a lot of times that's the problem with authoritarian regimes. Like they can get results really quickly on some things, and that makes them seem really good. But there's a lot of other things that they can't do that make them worse, but that can take a longer to foster and become problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. Yeah. Good. Oh, okay. And also I wanted to say that like I do think these kind of things are important, like these kind of rulings. Even though a lot of people like it to be, condemned by the ICC court and then to actually have to be caught by them, you have to like basically voluntarily go to the countries, and a lot of countries may not. But I still think the rulings are really important from just a world record standpoint, because I think that like tons of things we can see now in like China, in America, in Russia, is that it's the authoritarian like trick or shtick to try to like, change history, to erase history, to create history. And so I think it's just really important when, even if there's no actual like thing that happens to the person who did it, for the world to take note, take record, condemn, and have that be on a historical record that can't be changed, that can't be erased, that can't be, whatever, because we know that when people do get in power, and you never know when someone's going to get in power down the road, the first thing they try to do is change history.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's like, it's important, like they almost, it seems they try to minimize that, like, oh, well, he can't be on trial because of his health, and it's like, well, but we still need to
we still need to have a trial, right? And it's like, yeah, it's like the same thing. The same thing. Bill Cosby did it. Fucking Harvey Weinstein, right? They all, whenever they get caught, their lawyers come out, put P Diddy, and try to pull this R. Kelly, right? Oh my God, jail's so hard for them. It's so hard. They're like, they're being beat up or they're being threatened. They can't eat what they want. Was it P Diddy who couldn't get his gluten-free shit or whatever? And so it's just like the standard thing, right? To pull the purse strings of this one man who's killed thousands and thousands, and we're supposed to feel bad because they can't get the fucking gluten. Bitch, you can kiss my gluten ass. And with that, let's go to American news. Sorry, we're back with American news. When you're supposed to turn off your phones with things like that. That's me. Oh God. Yeah, that didn't work out. Phones now turned off, everyone. So American news, ABC pulls Jimmy Kimmel off the air for Charlie Kirk comments after FCC pressure. Article summary. So Jimmy Kimmel, during one of his monologues, made comments about the MAGA crowd during the Charlie Kirk shooter, and the Charlie Kirk shooter being one of them. This set off the right and some of the corporations responsible for putting out the show, and they demanded Disney and ABC cancel the show, which they did. Important to be known that a lot of the companies involved have mergers in front of the federal government that needed approval. There was a huge uproar from everybody, especially about the FCC chair's comments threatening free speech, even from some Republicans. And as of now, there are talks to get the show back on the air. So this is definitely an interesting case. Firstly, can we just how annoying the right is with this bullshit? Do you know what I mean? Like,
it was, yeah, it just seemed very interesting, like this. Well, I shared, I think previously, by things about the Charlie Kirk and just like how all the hubbub about it. But like, it's interesting that like now we're saying, oh, you want to have an opinion, and now we're gonna say something about it, because people have had opinions about whoever, whatever. But the thing is, it's not like in this one, at least the way I'm seeing it as I understand it, is it's not Trump, it's the FCC. It was the FCC director.
But I mean, if the FCC is Trump, you know what I mean, in the sense that it's still his administration, but yeah, it's not specifically Trump calling for it, right?
Right. It just kind of came out as like, oh, the FCC director now has this like, thing. But it of course, it's all part of the whole thing.
Well, and also like, what it harkens back to is I remember reading articles a year ago when they were saying this was going to happen, right? Like, and it's funny when you see that they were saying that the way that Trump weaponizes the federal government against corporations, the way that he weaponizes like decisions, you know what I mean, like mergers and stuff like that, the corporations we're going to make decisions based on that fear, you know what I mean? And that is exactly what we're seeing. You know what I mean? It's like, that's exactly what people were saying years ago or 2 years ago when Trump was making these threats and, and when he puts these people in play. And that's exactly what we're seeing with the FCC chairman. That was probably, I didn't follow his nomination, but most likely he's a piece of shit lapdog that doesn't deserve to be there. And he's doing exactly what, Trump wants, which is threaten democracy and threaten whatever, you know what I mean? And so it's just funny when these things play out exactly as people said they were going to play out, because this is what happens when you try to like weaponize the government and then they're happening and people are like, oh my God, like, fuck them.
Yeah, it's just, there's just all of this, again, like how these two big, to take it to a point is that he's back on as of tonight,
which is cool,
is great. But then also still, while Disney is saying yes, we'll bring him back on, still the media companies that own like the
syndicators and all that,
yeah, they are still won't air it.
Oh, really?
So there's still like, that's still like not even,
yeah,
it's all of that.
Yeah, that's because, you know what I mean? Well, one of the things is that those corporations, I forgot, Sinclair, something like that. Yeah. Sinclair has a merger up against, you know what I mean, that needs federal approval, right? So Sinclair has a merger that needs federal approval, ABC, maybe even Disney, like two or three of them, out of the three of them have mergers that need approval this year from the federal government, which we know that Trump is going to weaponize against them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So they and this is exactly what we were saying that companies would do, and this is exactly what companies are doing to get favor. They're going to the inauguration, they're kissing ass, they're you're doing this shit.
Yeah. I will say it was good, nice to see though that like different parts of the media standing up and it's like saying like, this is
everybody. Yeah. Everybody was like, hell no. Yeah.
But I mean, even down to like Ted Cruz was like, this is not.
Yeah. Because I mean, at some point, and that's why I think that like the authoritarianism, it'll interesting to see how far it goes, because at some point authoritarianism isn't good for the bottom line. We know that democracies make more money than authoritarian regimes. And you have China. China makes so much money it doesn't matter, but it would probably be making so much more if it was when we use democracy. So it's interesting to see where the rubber will hit the road, or where the fights happen, where it starts to threaten the bottom line of some of these corporations, like the media companies.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I mean?
Totally.
Cool. With that, let's go to Brizzake, and we'll come back and talk about local fucking news. And we're back with local news. Bay Area counties launched regional fund to aid families after ICE raids and detentions. So articles about the cities of Oakland, San Mateo, SF, and some other localities are working with a nonprofit to raise $10 million to benefit immigrants affected by ICE raids in the Bay Area. This fund is to support people needing support for housing, food, medical stuff, etc. The fund will take donations from private citizens, cities, and other groups, and so far has raised $500K. So as we can see from the various articles we haven't done covering the stuff, money for immediate needs becomes a priority when one or both of the working parents in a household are all of a sudden taken. Like, I know we covered this like 2 or 3 weeks ago, right? When we were talking about the immigration courts, and there's a story about this lady who was waiting, and then they took her because they just basically wait at the courts for people who go when they go for their amnesty cases and just fucking try to get them dismissed and deport them. And she was just saying, like, what about our kids, right? So it's like when one of the person or both of the family members in the house are leaving, or even one of the kids or something gets supported, like, who takes care of anybody in the household? So I could definitely see how this kind of a fund is helpful, but probably nowhere near enough money is needed.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's moving in the right direction, of course, but it's like, we shouldn't have to have a fund for this, type of thing. Like, but at least like I would say like the thought is there, and like we're doing something for it. And it's just moreover, just continuing to highlight like the issues that, that this is like bringing attention to it.
Yeah, definitely. I think they even say in the article, like, one of the things that people say when they're talking about it is like, this is for families, because they know that families will not want to go places, go out, go to work, go to whatever, feeling ICE raids. And so then you can't fear of going to work, you're not getting any money. Fear of going out, you're not getting any food. Fear of like that kind of stuff. And so these kind of donations and this kind of money can have a direct and immediate impact, especially for people who have gotten deported, and and then hopefully with like legal services and stuff like that. And so it's definitely needed. I just wonder when we're gonna get to the point where people start to really see I mean, I know some places are starting to see it, but at some point, these 11 million people are really going to impact a lot of things. And I'm wondering when that point will really hit for all of us, because that's tax dollars gone, that, whole, knowledge and industry's gone. It's already starting to affect other countries like South Korea, right? With that raid on the Hyundai plant. And so like, I know there's been some protests, but I wonder it's going to get to the point where there's no one left to deport, at the point where they started to really affect a lot of different industries. And I know it's starting to hit some of the red states, and you know what I mean? But yeah, it's definitely going to hit more because the immigrants are such an integral part of the economy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, if you guys want to know about the donation fund, check us in the show notes. And let's go to pop culture news. And we're back with pop culture news. Cause of death revealed for Black student found hanging from a tree on college campus. So the camera was already like, damn, bitch, like, this is pop culture, but bear with me. It has a pop culture event, okay? So article summary. So the boy was found hanging from a tree at a college campus, and there were a lot of rumors going on about his death and it being a lynching, etc. The authorities consistently said that there was nothing to indicate foul play, but people didn't believe it. The autopsy was released and said the boy died by suicide. The coroner's office even stated that there were no lacerations, contusions, or marks on the body to indicate foul play. So this is one very sad story, and obviously sending positive energy to the family, who I know has to be going through a lot during this whole deal, not the least because of all this, like, internet, getting in their business or whatever. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I heard about this story initially, like over the weekend, on Instagram, because it was some like black actress, some older black actress, like girl from the girlfriend's time. So, not that old, but just, grew up with. And she was talking about this, and she was saying, this is before this coroner's report came out, and she was saying that this boy got hung from a tree, that there was broken bones, and there was marks on the body, and that it was a lynching, that the cops were not acting on it, and yada yada yada. And I was like this close to forwarding it to my people, like, oh, we got another trivia on, you got a blah blah, right? And then somebody told me to go look at the article or look it up, and when I did, I noticed that the police were just saying that there was no foul play, right? There was no foul play,
right?
And there was no, there wasn't anyone really talking about anyone real like talking about, I think the family was a little bit skeptical, because what family I guess wouldn't be skeptical though, especially if you got someone saying, oh, this might not have been, because what family wants to believe it, right? But there wasn't anything indicating the level of like disbelief in the police that the actress was saying, you know what I mean? And so I didn't forward it. And then I saw this article earlier today, and it was basically saying that the coroner said that there was no foul play. And so I wanted to include it because it was a really good example of me hearing about something through social media, right? Through pop culture, and like it being a conspiracy theory. And because, I mean, based on what the article's saying, there's nothing to indicate that there is any like malfeasance by the Department of the police so far, right? And it's definitely not enough in there for me to want to forward it as if we need to be on the lookout for this, right? But I also understand what happens when something like this happens, because when I grew up in Santa Barbara, and I had a friend in high school, and like his sister of 2 years, his junior, committed suicide this way. Right, in one of the parks. And so like she hung herself in a park, and then a person found her in the morning after. And so, and it was just like devastating, right? Like there were people crying in the high school, obviously. I can imagine how devastating this was for the fucking person who saw this bitch, you know what I mean? He's running in with his dog and like, oh my God, Alfie. And then obviously what this girl went through to even do that, right? So I can also see if anybody or any family going through this would be easy to latch onto, this wasn't my son, or this wasn't my child, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of wanted to include it, because it was just like, this came to me through popular culture, through social media, and it was a conspiracy theory, at least based on how I think how angrily this woman was talking about it, as the actor was talking about it, as if it was just like, it was like we were all there ready to break down barriers because there was so much of a so much of a malfeasance, but there really isn't anything to say that, at least right now.
Yeah, I think the part that you kind of bring up relating to like pop culture is that right now it's really difficult to understand what truly is information and what is misinformation, depending on which source it's coming from. And, we put a lot of trust or, belief in like celebrities, influencers, all that we know that things aren't always reported correctly, but it's very easily. There was the when the guy who with the baseball thing, took the thing from the kid.
Oh yeah,
they went, and then the internet went,
the hat,
and then the internet went and like downvoted the wrong business. It's like it's very easy that people can like get behind something with with this bit of like misinformation and
take it and run with it and it's facts, because like, I mean, I don't know where the actress got that information,
right? And who knows? And I think they're still investigating it, but it goes to kind of say now, even with what you've seen with like stuff that's created with AI and just all of that it's really important to like check across different sources and do your research.
Yeah, and like it's definitely a check for me, because I like to forward things, you know what I mean, especially if you're not like, if you're getting from a trusted source like Al Jazeera, I'll forward things from Al Jazeera, but it's Al Jazeera, I know Al Jazeera, you know what I mean? But if you're like forwarding things or getting things from sources that you don't know, even if it's Instagram influencers, it's people and not institutions that are well vetted, you should just do your research before forwarding it, because just that quickly, you know what I mean, it might even be a full conspiracy theory. It just might not be something bent on an event happening that you're not comfortable putting forward, or maybe you shouldn't be putting forward, because that bent can turn into something that it doesn't need to be. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's just important. It's just a reminder to all of us to just check our shit, make sure we're getting it from approved sources, or if not, then do our research before we both pass judgment and forward it on. Yeah. And with that, let's go to the Fight the Power segment. Oh my God, I really need to learn some Asian sounding fucking fighting sounds. My God.
You'll figure it out.
I will. And we're back with the Fight the Power segment. Before he cut me off and he was saying, you'll get there, I was like, yeah, you'll get there, like getting, Edric and Major, not confused. He tried to cut that off, but I got it back in. Thank you. And so now at the Fight the Power segment. Hooah, hooah. So Bay Area groups picketed at an Oakland airport and called for them to end the military shipments in Israel. Actually, I'm surprised you didn't just cut that off right there. Camera be like, oh God, something happened to the feed. We'll see if this actually makes the final cut. It'll just be all of a sudden, you know what, guys, if there's a harsh cut in here, you know something happened. Anyway, the Bay Area groups picketed at Oakland airport and called for them to end the military shipments to Israel. A report showed that at least 280 shipments of military equipment was sent to Israel from Oakland Airport, and these protesters want to bring attention to it and put an end to it. The parts were for jets, so these parts are directly going to hunt and kill Palestinians. Good on these protesters for bringing attention to this. I didn't know these kinds of things were going through our airports, although it does make sense, right? Like, you know, they're going to ship shit to them, but it's kind of annoying that like just that close but we're America. We're like literally directly selling parts to America, to Israel. You know what I mean? So it's like we're definitely funding and abating a genocide as the American government.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, just not interesting, but like it's like so close. You know, and you don't. I guess I wouldn't have even thought.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But it makes sense, right? If America's supporting it, we're going to use our infrastructure. And if America's doing it through its normal means, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you don't think the Defense Department things go through the normal whatever. But yeah, like I'm sure that there are, you know, military aircraft do take off and go through, and regular parts can go through too, especially, you know what I mean? So it's just crazy. And it's cool to see the protesters bringing attention to it. You know what I mean? Once again, we say that there's a lot more protests going on than we think that they are talking about. And so like, you know, this is good. We're going to need a lot more of this to just show people that, you know, this is not what we want. This is not the America that we are. And that there are people in America who don't abet and negate genocide.
Yeah, it's like I guess for me, just being new to the new to the Bay, it's like this is a huge hub. You know, this is a huge place that stuff comes out of. So.
Are you calling me a hub? How dare you? Okay, I've been working out. But yeah, no, this is a huge hub, and a lot of shit comes through, and a lot of shit comes through, it seems, to support a genocide. Anyway, but also like, you know, but I guess like the Oakland mayors and shit are not going to fight this as federal, and that it would bring the wrath of the federal government in ways that we don't even want to talk about. And the only way to really fight this is through the federal government, right? Getting rid of fucking Trump and getting rid of people who support and abate, once again, a genocide. Not like, what is it, Biden, and not like I believe Kamala would have done. So I hope you guys enjoyed the news recap. Stay tuned for the Amoura Teese, the second part interview coming up with the only pop Bay Area diva. It was really fun. She gets deep into her story. I knew you thought I was going to go there. You guys are nasty. Next week, we were dropping our newest panel on being gay and Filipino. It was good. It was really good. They talked about some really good issues, and they talk about, you know, the effect that the colonizers, the conquistadors, can have even to this day. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's how we get to know people, and people get to know us. You know, the more likes and subscribes we have and comments, then they see us and they love us, and as we love them. See you next week. Remember to listen, rate, share, and laugh. Please tell your friends and spread the word. Also remember to set a reminder when you get a notice when I post new shows. Send me any feedback, questions, comments, or concerns on IG. It is personally WHENNROME. And until next time, keep it what? Sassy San Francisco. Bye. Hello, everyone, and we are back with it's Whennrome, the podcast. It's Amoura Teese, and this is part dos. She was teaching me Spanish.
Un poquito.
Like in la biblioteca.
En azul.
I don't know that part, but I love it. So yeah, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you saw the first part. If you had, stop now. Stop in the name of the podcast. Go watch the first part and then come back to us. That was pretty good. Yeah. And thank you. Let's get started. So in the last part, we were talking about what the fuck were we talking about? But best part about doing drag, best worst show, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk now about some of the things that drag has kind of allowed you to, talents that has allowed you to like, or places that's allowed you to go. Because for example, like I know you sing, you've got an album, those kind of things.
This is a serious interview. Yeah. I thought I was going to come here and cut up. I feel like I am on the Oprah show. This is too much.
Thank you for calling me Oprah.
Ropra.
Hey. with the humor of Joy Behar.
No. Okay, let's get into the serious
Right.
question.
Okay. And the body of Sherry. Okay. So yeah, what kind of things has drag got you allows you to do?
Well, first of all, like reach bigger audiences, like doing like all the Pride celebrations.
Yeah.
And like that peak for me was being able to do SF Pride.
Okay.
And being able to do my own song.
Yeah.
The Bay Area Diva Freestyle. You can stream it now on all streaming platforms.
Please go check it out. She'll give us a link. We'll put it in the show notes.
Oh, period.
Yeah.
And also go stream my new EP, Mic Drop.
I will also put that in the show notes.
Okay.
Okay.
I literally got the call from the producer, Tito Soto. Shout out to Tito for asking me to do that again. Very unforgettable moment. And I think I had like less than a week to prepare.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I don't want to go out and just do a mix like everybody else.
There's a drag race challenge. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Hey, you have a week to come up with a new song, and it's gonna be debuted in surprise.
They're like, who was that queen that went up there and did something memorable or did something that was more their own? And obviously, like, I had to scramble up something that I was just gonna like go up there by myself.
Right.
And I recorded that track at like 3 a.m. and just like up till 7 a.m. just like going over and over and over again, making sure that it sounded just like how I wanted it to be delivered.
Right.
And also I just felt really inspired because I was going in on that fucking track. And that point beyond stage, like seeing people like really grew to my flow. I was like, this is cool. What I want to do.
Right.
Like, it's what I've always been wanting to do, you know, because I did music before I did drag as my own artist.
Right.
You know.
Oh, what was your name before you did drag?
Jericho. So
Jericho.
Jericho is the name that I adopted. We're not gonna say my legal name because you don't need to know.
All right. We're fine with Jericho.
But I adopted Jericho. Jericho Rose as my artist name.
Okay.
After I was like going through like a bad breakup with the ex,
Londoner.
the Londoner.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a rebirthing moment for me when I was like in my early 20s.
Not you doing your Taylor Swift era. My breakup and turning it into a song.
Yes. And so the Rose of Jericho is that that the plant that like you put in the water and then it like blooms again in the morning and then like dies at night.
I'm here for it.
So I was like, they call it the resurrection plant.
Okay.
So I was like, Jericho Rose. I was like,
God,
I really
Cameron,
love that.
we should get you one of those because that's definitely him. The resurrection plant, baby.
And then I found, Amoura through, drag. And a friend of mine helped me name myself Amoura after love because they were like, well, you love what you do. And then T is obviously the house name.
Right.
And
that's cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, like you've got
tangent.
You got to say, well, I mean, that's what this is for. You got to sing your own song. You were in a girl group, right? You were in a
you always want to talk about that. Yes. Well, it was BB Sweetbriar's idea.
Yeah. Shout out BB.
Shout out to BB. Because like BB's always done music, like for years that she's been doing drag, also not just performing in drag. And obviously, like her and Adriana and I had so much in common when it came to the music we liked and like being performers, in a community that's so close knit. And yeah, A2B happened and it was super fun. We performed at Cafe. We shot that little music video Cafe. We shot the music video that I never want to watch ever again because y'all did me shady wrong. Fix your lash, girl. No, you look fine. Oh my God.
I've definitely been there. When you like look at the final product and you're like, you bitches didn't tell me. And I asked you, how do I look? You were like, you're good. And you see it, you're like, you motherfuckers.
Okay.
In there.
And knowing that everybody was gonna see.
Yeah. And I was like, I got you, bitch. Next time you ask me about your eyelash hitch, I'm like, gonna say anything.
The last project we worked on was that Christmas album, which was really fun.
Not a Christmas album.
It was a Christmas album.
I bet you all thought you were individually Mariah Carey.
BB actually wrote an original Christmas song too for us.
Oh, that's really
that
cool.
like nobody like really like knows about.
Right.
And I'm like, BB, we gotta bring it out one of these days because it's giving like Destiny's Child Christmas.
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'll have
to send you a sneaky link because I can't find that shit.
Definitely, I would love it. I would love to hear it. Okay, so let's transition a little bit. So you're a drag mother, yeah?
Yes.
What is it like being a drag mother? And how did you kind of decide to do that?
Well, I mean, I just
Or did they just cling to you like barnacles?
No. I mean, I always felt like I brought a lot of friends together, even when I was younger. And I was kind of like always the kind of like leading friend,
right.
you know, to like create the relationships and see where it goes from
You were
there.
a connector.
I was a connector.
Right.
And it just so happened that they would meet me. I think, I met my first drag daughter, Juan Carlos, because that was my roommate. That's still my roommate. And they actually gave me like a place to live out of a place that I was not a good situation. And it just felt right, as if that was also not just my drag family, but like chosen family. And then it just started going on from there. And then I really get to know like Camille really well, Camille Toe and Pearl Teese. And then later on down the line, Sally Limon came along. And then I started like mentoring the younger queens, and Hera came along. And then I started doing all the new talent shows and helping produce them. And little by little, you know, I have a little drag baby interest.
Right. So how many kids do you have?
I want to say there are like 5 primary ones.
Okay, 5 kids. And what like kind of goes into when you decide these to be your drag children?
It's more like if you are gonna be committed to the art of drag, you don't have to do it all the time. But if you're gonna do it, I want you to be fully committed into your character and also be an example in the community. You know,
tease,
don't be a
right?
fucking mess.
Is there like a tease look? Like, is there a tease vibe, like a vibe that you know, kind of all teases have in terms of like their drag or their makeup or their, you know, because like the Be Fiercest, you kind of have like. They're up, you know what I mean, and the booties, and then they have like, you know, like their makeup can be a little bit, you know what I mean, not similar, but you know what I mean, it comes from like a similar.
I want to say like for example, like the Fierces, like they paint very dramatic and very like snatched up. And Melissa Be Fierce, shout out to Melissa, her makeup's always been very snatched and detail oriented. Even Delilah, I mean, like
you can kind of see a Fierce.
Yeah,
that's a Fierce, right?
Yeah, and I think with Teese, because I learned makeup from Pearl, who is obviously a trans woman, and I did my makeup a lot more like soft and femme, that it's kind of started like that, mixing in with the drag makeup. And now we kind of just,
it's kind of like a mix, right?
It's a mix because like I like to paint for my face. I don't like to paint a new face on my face. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and that way people can still recognize me, and also people can see my emotion when I lip sync. Right. Yeah.
That's an interesting point. Okay, so do you have any like funny horror stories? Like, for example, we had one queen who told us, and this is not, you don't have to tell us about if this happened to you, but she shit herself because she was trying to go to the bathroom and she couldn't get out of her, you know, her drag in time and blah blah blah.
We've all shit ourselves once. A shit or a shart. Like we've all done a little bit. We've seen the tucking panties. They were stained.
Right. Okay, so do you have like a funny story, like a funny drag story that could be like a horror story?
Oh my god, there was so many. Oh my gosh, I wish I would have thought about like, oh my god, this might take a second.
It's fine. We can come back to it. I have another question.
Sure.
And then we can come back to that. So like, tell me about, because you've done a lot of drag in Oakland and a lot of drag in SF.
Yeah.
What is there a difference in the scenes? Is there a difference in kind of like drag? Well, if there is, what difference?
Well, obviously, like SF is a mecca for drag, and has been for years. You know, in different genres of drag and different communities. And obviously there's a community of drag and LGBTQ in Oakland. But the scene is not as centralized, obviously, because like, you know, there's no gay neighborhood in Oakland like that. And even that the gay neighborhood that is established now is, you know, there's no nightlife, you know, it's like, so when I started working in Oakland, it was There were some SF queens there, like Carney and BB working at Port Bar. And I knew Valentino a little bit from Club 21, and I don't know if you've ever heard of Turf Club before in Hayward.
No.
It's like a divey bar with the cutest little patio.
Sounds like it's got a lot of DO.
Oh, baby. It's in the middle of downtown Hayward.
Yeah.
Across the street is a pizza shop and a cupcake shop and a sex store.
Right. Sounds like you go on there and be like, Craig, on Craigslist, men for men, I'll be at Turf later.
Yes, literally the turf. Trade at the turf.
It's funny.
And I think everybody's around the Bay Area, I feel like, is inspired from like just like basic, not I won't say basic, sorry, that's the wrong words. Just like the general appearance of what we see drag on TV, like what, you know, Drag Race has kind of brought. But also there's still a mix. Like there's, you know, like there's your like dramatic drag weirdos and gender bending clowns, you know. I think they're scattered all over the Bay Area, so I feel like there's just more of a concentration in SF.
Speaking of like the concentration of drag, do you think that there's an over proliferation of drag right now?
Everybody has been talking about that, but you know, it's better to have more artists around than no artists. That means there's no art. That means there's no spirit and soul in our community. And
but do you think but it hasn't made it harder to like be a working drag queen with so many? I mean, the feedback I've gotten is that like, you know, some clubs will try to go to the lowest common denominator, right? So they'll pack their shows with young queens who don't have to pay as much and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Do you see that or no?
I mean, I do see that, and I produced like new talents where, you know, they were working for tips, you know, because clearly like, you know, we didn't have the budget to like pay a dozen queens who were trying to like more support the venue, you know, and that's it should be, you know, your intention, yes, and we all do deserve to get paid for what effort we put in to the show, but also, you know, for me, like I started out doing all the free shit, you know, and that was just like how you would put your name out there.
Right.
And even as an artist in general, if you're not a drag, if you're a painter, a sculptor, a music producer, a singer, you're out doing gigs, singing on the corner, doing what you got to do.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of younger queens, they just kind of expect that, oh, I'm in drag, I have a wig on, I got some my nice Fashion Nova Forever 22 on.
Right. Because you're a new queen.
Yeah. And like they deserve to, you know, have the same pay as someone who's been doing drag for a decade.
Right.
And that's not the case, because you wouldn't go into a job at entry level and want to get paid the big bucks, you know?
Right.
And obviously takes a lot of time and hard work, but it also takes a lot of time and hard work to get to that level where people can trust you.
Right.
And you in the middle of the club out of nowhere, and they hand you a microphone and they say, just go for it.
Yeah, and that's generally what you're paying when you pay for Top Tier Challenge.
You get what you pay for.
And you're paying for the decades of, you know, trade craft that they had to get you to this point and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So that's...
And how good is the trade?
Right. And on that note, we are going to take a break, and we'll be back for our last part with Amoura Teese, sadly. But we have been enjoying it so much. So take your break, enhance yourselves, and we'll be back, all right? Hello, everyone. And we are back for our second part of our second half interview with Amoura Teese.
The Bay Area diva.
Yes. Self-proclaimed.
Yeah. That's literally what they do when they hear it.
Okay, so let's get back to the only interview. Okay, so I guess we were just talking about like difference between Oakland and SF, and how SF can be an epicenter for drag, and how you were saying that, like, you know, you think that it's better to have more drag queens than zero, right? So like, what?
I mean, I just say that I don't think it's a good thing to have more drag queens than. Oh wait, it's good to have a community of drag queens,
right?
Not zero.
Nothing. Yeah,
but there's
there could be a line, right?
There could be a line.
Okay. So would you recommend drag for to others who want to do it? Like, if you know what I mean, if someone's like, "I want to do drag," you'd be like, "Yeah, do it."
I think everybody should have the chance to express themselves on this level of artistry,
right?
But that doesn't mean that this is something that's going to, you know, take you to a place as an entrepreneur, entertainer,
and working as a working
drag queen.
Right. Everyone should do drag, but like maybe
drag is not for everyone,
right? Working drag is not
yeah, and also everybody could be booked, but not every booking is for everyone.
What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
If you don't look this good, you're not getting the gig, girl.
There it is.
There's the difference when you reach that point where you're like, okay, I'm doing $25 drag,
Right.
then doing $300 drag,
Right.
then getting the bookings during Pride for 1,000 or more. You
Oh,
know,
okay,
so
yeah.
if you have that type of reach,
Then
you owe that because you put the work in.
right. And you're generally not going to get that without doing that work. You know,
Exactly.
that's what you're saying.
Not with the Forever 21 drag,
Right.
the Fashion Nova 22 drag.
Right, it's a start. Okay, so what advice would you give to newer or younger drag queens? Like people like maybe younger drag queens who are trying to become working drag queens.
Take your time, like really hone in on it. Like it's just like learning how to paint or learning how to write a song, learning how to play an instrument, you know, like you're doing multiple things at the same time. Like you're not just putting makeup on, like you are painting a whole new face. You are putting on a whole different body to enhance your shape. You're putting on costume. You're learning how the costume works. You're learning how to put on the costume. Sometimes you're learning straight away how to make the costume, do the hair.
Learning how to lip sync, which is a skill.
That too. Lip syncing is a skill.
Yeah.
Entertaining is a skill.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like not everybody is meant to be an entertainer. You can come out and look good, but that doesn't mean you should be on the stage.
Yeah. Or not every drag queen is, not every drag queen can be a host. You know what I mean? Not someone not personable, someone not whatever. You know what I mean? It's like it's just a whole lot of different skill sets that you have to have in events or whatever. Okay, so what goals do you have for drag that you haven't accomplished yet? Like you would want to accomplish?
Bigger stages, like bigger, arenas where drag can be celebrated as a real entertaining art form at a quality level where we're not getting ready in a broom closet, because I feel like I've done my share of time getting ready in a broom closet.
Room,
I
right?
want a green room,
right.
yeah.
So what specifically what kind of venues?
I think drag queens should be like how Bob the Drag Queen has been opening and working with Madonna. I feel like more mainstream artists could, like how Chapel Roan when she first came out, and she had queens open for her show before she really blew up. And then she blew up because she offered a platform for a community. And I feel like more artists should do stuff like that. For not just, entertainment, but for outreach and be like, hey, there's other entertainers out here besides the people that you stream on the radio.
And it's a way of showing your connection to a community, your acknowledgement of the community, building people up and stuff. I like that.
And obviously, if Drag Race came along, I would do it. I feel like it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Okay. So do you submit?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, baby, you have to submit to RuPaul and World of Wonder.
Right.
Yeah,
okay, cool. Well, good luck on that.
Yeah.
So since you did say you wanted to cut up, I do have a question for you. So back, it just obviously we all know you had some issues with Bo back in the day. But now you work there, so I'm wondering how did you guys come about resolving your issues?
I felt like it was a long time coming, and also I felt like it had to just be right place, right time. And I want to say I owe a lot of the connection and outreach to my own community that I had nurtured and garnished because of the things I had to do outside of not being able to work as often in Castro as I wanted to. But I mean, once some of my drag kids like Hera started working more often at Bo, she really stood up for me and was like, she's doing a lot of good things, and I think that she deserves a space here to show her drag. And through many conversations with staff and management and community members that wanted to show their support but didn't know how, but also was just like, all you gotta do is just bring a bitch up.
Yeah. And that works, right?
And it works. And now we've come to a part where the mutual respect is there and they see how I'm a professional and I offer quality
service.
And quality service. And they've rewarded me with a lot of opportunities. Thanks, Josh.
So here's another question. What was the closing of Port Bar like?
The closing of Port Bar was heartbreaking.
Right.
It was I didn't think it was gonna be as sad as it was until I performed the last number. And because that was my home away from home for a long time. And also, obviously, when I stopped working in the Castro as often, that was a space where I was able to curate and do my own thing, you know, and I was the only queen that was really producing the show there. And they trusted me with that. So, and blessed by all the opportunities that came from that too. But yeah, that last day, like, it was super emotional for a lot of people because like that's where, you know, we used to go all masked up too, you know, and even before that, the people have seen some of their first drag shows in Oakland at that bar.
Relationships are made, you know what I mean, and all kinds of things happen at bars like that, you know what I mean?
Of course, and small bars and big bars and whatnot. But yeah, that last day after my number and like hearing everybody cheer and like also be like, man, this is the last number, you know, just had a little moment. And didn't want to cry too much. Didn't want to ruin the makeup.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about something. Let's talk some positive things. So, what shows do you have that you want? Any shows you have that you want to promote? That you talk about?
Oh yeah, of course, all the time. Well, first of all, Mic Drop Monday karaoke at Bo every Monday. I'm the new hostess. Shout out to Curveball and Sweet Baby Joe for stepping aside. And you know, there are other things that they were gonna do. Everybody's asking me. I'm like, no, they didn't get fired.
Right.
I didn't convince Josh.
Right.
And it just so happened that spot filled, and they were like, hey, Amoura is a singer, and she's done karaoke before, so have at it.
Do you like doing it? Is it fun?
Yeah, it is actually really fun. Like in the past, karaoke hasn't always been like the best gig, but I feel like the way that we've curated the spot there and also the sound system is really great and all like the lights. So it makes people feel like they're on a stage.
Right. And that's good for karaoke.
So yeah, it's super fun. And girl, you want to bring your pizza, order your pizza, you know, have your drinks, you know, make it a whole night. You don't have to come there just to drink.
Right.
But also support the bar. And then on Tuesdays, I work at Badlands sometimes. We do the Latin show there called Bizcochito. And we're starting to do new themes. I'm there with Betty Fresas, Nyla Ray, Silvana Daniels. I do Powerverse every third Thursday at Bo with Nikki Jizz, where we have a drag roulette battle. We're there they're not even gonna see this. I'm oil wrestling this week. This is gonna be crazy.
Oh my God.
Me and Nikki Jizz. Oil wrestling. No pads. Oh, baby, I'm gonna put on a sling, honey.
That's hilarious. That I actually might.
And they were like, oh, yeah, everybody's been asking you to do this. Who has been asking this?
Well, whoever they are, they got what they wanted.
They got what they wanted.
That's hilarious. I might have to go and see that. That's
Please.
really funny. And then we'll have to have you on to talk about how the experience and what it was like. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and then I do brunch every once in a while in Fluid in Oakland, and I also produce a brunch in the marina at Wizards and Wands. It's a magical themed brunch. It's very Harry Potter meets Wicked.
Okay, because you do seem like a Hufflepuff. Oop. She's very Hufflepuff. I'm a very Ravenclaw. Thank God.
Virginia.
Cameron's a Slytherin, but whatever. Okay, and anything else you want to bring up?
Support your local drag, support your local bars. Because you know what? There's not a lot of them left out here, and they're closing left and right. So sad. Oasis is closing. Yeah. That's another, you know, part of our lives that we're gonna live without. But hopefully they find, you know, a venue where they can open up to bring programming to a queer community in that neighborhood. But,
and then hopefully whoever takes it over, you know, keeps it queer.
Okay, because if they don't, like imagine.
But I mean, I think they will. Like, I mean, we'll see. But I just hope that they like that. We need to keep that space queer. Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, I hear you have some questions for me.
Oh yes, I do. I haven't caught up to any latest episodes and heard if anyone's ever asked you these questions before.
That's fine.
Okay, so I've been wanting to ask this question since you started doing it.
Okay.
When and what inspired you to start your signature colored lash look?
Oh shit. You know what it was is that I think I must have saw it somewhere, saw someone do it, and then I remember just ordering the colors on Amazon, And
This is fierce.
yeah, and then what I really was is like, I think somehow someone told me I was doing it, and then someone told me that I start with white bass.
Oh, then get
right?
color high contrast.
And then that is when I kind of like
Popped.
was just like, yeah, that's when I was like, oh, okay. And then it just like with like then I just like it just gave me, it was amazing because it was like it gave me the ability to like do makeup, but like I don't like wearing too much makeup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like it gave me the ability to try a whole bunch of
little
different like
fantasy
whatever.
moment,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it was cool because it like for me it kept it in like a noticeable place, but not too much. Because you know what I mean? I like to like go out for long periods of time, makeup rubs off, I wanna suck dick and all that bullshit.
Who are you telling?
Right. So I wanted something that could, last through the dick suckings.
I'm still crying.
You know what's really funny?
But it's still orange.
Yeah, I actually stopped doing it as much because it became like a girl. No, it became like too much. It was too much attention. Because then you try to be in a dark room, bitch, and then you got these glow in the dark. Right. It looked like a girl trying to land a plane. You know what I mean?
Oh, we know who's sucking dick down there.
Yeah. Oh, we see who's down there. What he's doing. Oh, wow, he's going in.
Flashing lights.
Yes.
Okay, next question. Oh no, I locked myself out. Okay, if you could be a drag mother to any queen in SF, who would it be and why?
Ooh, good question. I would never be a drag mother.
I mean, I
don't know. I get it. About to like. But if I did have to pick someone,
who and why?
That's a really good question. If I could be a drag mother, it's hard because I don't know any like really new queens, but maybe Brendan Bad.
Oh,
I just like, because he told me this one story when he's like, when he got here, he called like 75 show promoters, and he was like, do you need any help? Do you need to be booked? And da da da. And I was like, that would be like, to me, that's like the like someone who's like serious and like the, you know what I mean?
Hustle.
Like, I didn't like, that's just like something that I had when, you know what I mean, when I want to do something, I'm very direct and like that. So to me, that would be someone I would want to be my kid. You know what I mean? Someone with that drive. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay, last one. And I feel like we don't talk about this enough. Dead or alive, sex, marry, kill.
Dead or alive, sex, marry, kill. Oh God, sex, marry, kill. Sex.
Celebrities.
Jaimin Hansu. Jesus Christ. Okay,
Who's that?
He's the gun from Amistad. The black guy that they thought, you know what I mean, they used to thought was gonna be James Bond. You know that? Do you remember that?
I remember the movie Amistad because they showed us as kids.
Yeah.
But they tried to put the wax paper on the thing. They're like, nudity.
Jaimin Hansu. I will show you this picture.
Oh.
yeah. Sex. You know what I mean? My God. Marry Damon Wayans.
Okay, I know what Damon Wayans is.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially after what he was saying about his trans kid or whatever. So not Damon Wayans, Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans. Yeah, he has a trans kid.
We're both the Wayans brothers.
Yeah, he has a trans kid, and he like was talking about how like when he first, whatever he didn't support, but he learned to support.
Yeah.
And then when people started coming for his kid, he like started eating them out of a line or whatever. And he's so fine. You know what I mean? So marry,
and
kill Puff Daddy. Because I mean, he just needs to die.
Literally tomorrow, I'm gonna be covered in baby oil.
No, I'll take the baby oil with the G in it. You know what I mean? Because I know some consenting adults.
No.
Oh, and with that, everyone, that's the end of our interview. Thank you, Amoura. It's been amazing.
It's been so much fun.
Yeah, it's been so much fun.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this has been great.
Watch this podcast.
Hello, and then hopefully, you guys will see her being greased up and dancing with Nikki Jizz or at any of the amazing shows that she's going to do. This is Whennrome. My IG is WHENNROME. Thank you. Say bye.
Bye.
Keep it sassy, San Francisco.
See you later. See you out tonight.
Hey. How do you benefit real life when real life's going more like fiction each day? Headlines, bedlines, bedline minds, and now it's headlines, eviction or pay. Rent. There we go.
Okay.
That was good, right? I mean, I was a little froggy in my throaty, but last year's rent, this year's rent. There it is. I'm good now. Okay, don't stop me. I'm good.